It is November 26th. Welcome to the Squared Circle. I am your host, Hollywood J. Williams. This is
John Zimmerman.
This is Mr. John Zimmerman.
Back again.
Back again. And this is our last episode for the month of November. We have plenty to get to tonight concerning Raw. So I'm going to get started right now. Tonight's Raw is going to feature an interview with these guys from the NXT developmental territory down in Florida, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. They're also going to put Ryback in some kind of team with Santino Marella and Tyson Kidd. I'm assuming Santino and Tyson Kidd are going to get attacked at some point by these guys. Michael Cole's going to be doing an interview. What do you think about these guys so far?
These guys actually came from Ring of Honor, so they're very familiar to our champion CM Punk right now. And having come up through NXT and the WWE developmental, I'm glad to see new characters, new blood. I'm not sure I like the way they're bringing them in, almost like an Aces and Eights contingent, but you know, at least we're going to see some new faces. And talking about new faces, we got somebody else coming up at TLC, another new character called Fandango. Fandango, which is where I get tickets for the movies from, but that's another story.
Yeah.
He was the NXT Season 4 winner. His real name is Johnny Curtis, and his character's name is going to be Fandango. And he's supposedly going to debut at TLC. So we're bringing up a lot of the guys from NXT, which may be the next generation.
That's what they do. That's their developmental league. They bring them in from independents or other organizations, and they make them prove themselves down in hot, sunny Florida.
Right.
And once they're ready.
Well, at least Ambrose, Reigns, and what's his?
Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins, correct. At least they will have a good wrestling background coming from Ring of Honor. Because, you know, as we know, Ring of Honor is more ring-oriented than entertainment-oriented. So the wrestling will be down. So hopefully, while they were in NXT, they learned some promos and, you know, how to develop a character. But another thing on the Roman Reigns character, he's actually part of the Anoa'i family of the Wild Samoans, Afa and Sika and Yokozuna and even The Rock. So they're all related. They're all cousins. So we have yet another legacy coming in. Another
member of the great Samoan tribe coming in.
Yeah, and you know, another second or third generation, third generation by now.
Third generation by now.
We've got quite a few legacies in the WWE, being Cody Rhodes and Tamika Snuka, and you know, Randy Orton, of course. So you know, you're seeing a lot of Joe Hennig as well.
Joe Hennig.
So you're seeing a lot of the sons and daughters and, you know, second and third generation wrestlers. And Vince seems to be taking care of, you know, the people that took care of him.
Right.
Of him, you know, and his organization. So you like to see that.
Take care of the families that helped him along the way.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Also, they're going to have a little more about CM Punk and his. This is his year-plus reign. It's over 372 days now, I believe.
372.
He has surpassed Macho Man Randy Savage as his old record of 371, which was in the late 1980s. It lasted from WrestleMania 4 all the way to WrestleMania 5 when he dropped the title to Hulk Hogan. So this is CM Punk has now surpassed that. As you know. Makes you wonder how long they're gonna let CM Punk hold. How long is he gonna last?
Well,
how long? What are they going with this?
I'd like to see him start winning clean, without all the shenanigans, without the run-ins, without the low blows, and the help from the referee and stuff like that. I think it's starting to tarnish, you know, his legacy, his image, and his reign. But I don't know. You know, as long as he's still hot. They'll keep the belt on him.
It seems like no matter what, it's like there's always somebody out there that's going to cheer for him, I think.
Yeah, yeah. They're trying so hard to turn him heel and get the crowd against him, and he's just too popular.
It's not really happening.
It's not happening.
It's you know, they might even say, you know what, never mind, and just keep him good, because that's what they did with Steve Austin.
Absolutely.
They tried like you wouldn't believe. They paired him up with Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon told him to go out there and beat up Jim Ross, and he did it, and it just never.
No matter what they did, they couldn't get the fans to turn against them.
No.
And we're having quite the opposite effect with The Miz right now. They're trying to turn The Miz into a face.
Yeah.
And people love to hate The Miz. Leave that character alone. We love to hate him when nobody's going to really go out there and cheer for him.
No.
You want to see him, his bravado get smacked around a little bit. And he's great at that character. And why you would want to change him now and try to make him a fan favorite, I don't see.
I think maybe their time to do that was just came and went.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
But also a little more on the AJ Lee, John Cena. This is the soap opera part of it, I guess. The men's soap opera. This is, there's probably better storylines on soap operas right now.
Yeah, we've seen this before, particularly in TNA. It's like, get it over with. Right? And I was a real supporter of the AJ Lee character, and now I'm soured on it. I'm done with it. Let her get back in the ring. Let her fight and prove herself. Get rid of this whole, soap opera angle.
She's tough.
Yeah.
I'd rather see her in-ring ability.
Yeah, I think it would be fun.
Have her in some 30-minute matches with, going out there and really, tearing it up in the ring.
Yeah. And unfortunately now her character is just stuck in this soap opera mode. And she was already linked to Daniel Bryan. She was linked to Kane, and it's like who's going to be next? They're all lining up to have a romance with AJ Lee. And, she's cute enough and all, but leave the soap opera to General Hospital, please.
Yeah, there's better storylines going on in General Hospital right now.
Probably.
Believe me. But, yeah, I think that's the problem with a lot of the women out. It's like the Divas Championship and the Knockouts title don't mean as much as they did even a year ago. And it's sad.
Well, TNA is doing more with their women's division than the WWE is doing with the Divas. But yeah, I mean, both are lacking in a lot of the in-ring work that we know, especially in TNA. We know Tara and Winter and Mickie James can work in the ring.
Definitely.
We've seen it enough. And to have them with the TNA with the
not to mention my favorite, Gail Kim.
Oh, absolutely. Gail Kim as well. I mean, Gail Kim is probably the best female wrestler. She was voted #1 in Pro Wrestling Report. So, I mean, let them wrestle. And leave the soap opera to another station.
There's a lot of talent that the WWE has in that. AJ definitely.
I'd like to see Caitlyn do some more in the ring. And unfortunately they got rid of Beth Phoenix, who definitely was a great worker. And she came up through Shimmer as well. And as I said on many a show, that the girls in Shimmer are really in-ring generals and know how to work. And bring a couple of them in, and you'll have something to fill out that 3 hours of Raw, which is going back to 2, thank God.
That is good. I always thought, too, to keep throwing about what I think and what I don't think.
Well, that's what we're here for, Jay.
Yeah. Another good idea might be to take a 1-hour show and, have a female brand, maybe. What about that?
I think it would be tough to catch viewers for a full hour. I think, when it's intermixed with the rest of the program, I would like to see it. I would watch it.
I would watch it too.
But I think it would be a very hard sell.
I think as a future goal it would be good.
Maybe once they get the so-called network up and running, the WWE network, they can do a focus on the women's division. That would be an interesting show. I would watch it. Because again, like I said, their in-ring ability is.
It's a good way to be fair to them, and then they can have tag titles, and they can, like the TNA does with their women's division. I mean, if you call EB and Eric Young a knockout tag team, but
I'm with you there. I agree. It would be fun.
So that they're going to have more on the Scandal tonight. Like I said, they're going to. We have one match. It's going to be announced so far for the TLC pay-per-view, and that would be the Big Show taking on Sheamus for the world title. once
I think
again.
they should wrap it up. Yeah, I enjoy it.
This should be it.
It's a good feud, and it's something for both of them to do right now. And I really don't see who they can pair Sheamus up against. I'd like to see Sheamus go up against Randy Orton, turn Randy Orton heel, because he's a better heel than he is a face. And
that would be a good start.
That would be a great feud.
That would be a great start for Randy Orton as a heel.
Yeah, come out. Maybe, hey, Vince, if you're watching, right, have him come out and mess in Sheamus's business.
Yeah.
And there you go. And there's your next feud, and then Big Show can walk off into the sunset.
Whatever, yeah, because Big Show's been around a really long time.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think he's done all he can do. He's a giant. We get it. It's been done.
Right. It's starting to wear off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope they wrap it up at TLC.
Definitely. The dark main event for Raw, which is in Lafayette, Louisiana, at the Cajun Dome, if you can make it there in time, will be CM Punk versus Ryback. You're not going to see that on Raw. This is something they always do just for the crowd itself. There, you never actually see the main event of Raw.
Yeah,
the crowd does.
They're always fun. I've been to several tapings of Raw, and that dark match is always fun. And they put a little extra into it, and it's for the crowd, and it's a little something special for the people that actually can go and be there. So it's fun.
Yep, and of course, but John Cena is the one that's plastered across all their local advertising down there. Yeah. Face of the company.
Yeah.
I think no matter where you go, you're gonna tune into Raw. And there's his.
Yeah, well, I mean, he just did his 300th Make-A-Wish.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So, we thank him for that. You got to respect him for that, and that's why you're never going to see him turn heel. All this talk in the last 2 years of he's going to turn the bad guy. They're not going to make, as long as the kids are asking this.
Not anytime soon.
Right. As long as the kids are asking to meet John Cena as a Make-A-Wish, they're not going to make him a bad guy.
No.
He's not going to be able to walk in the room and kayfabe, and be a bad guy and to make a wish.
Yeah. How would that go? I don't like you, but here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, and you're never going to see the guy.
I know.
You're never going to see him turn.
Yeah, they try to keep their heels away from things like that.
Yeah.
For obvious
as we should.
Obvious reasons. I have a little info on what Chris Jericho is doing or what he's about to be doing coming up soon. Another business venture he's getting into. Another show he's going to try to host on the Sci-Fi Network coming up February 26th. Something called Robot Combat League.
We've seen shows similar to that before, and initially it's fun to watch, and the inventors build these little robots and they fight one another. I don't see it lasting. I don't see it happening. Jericho is a good host. He's on a lot of the VH1 countdown shows, like the greatest songs of heavy metal, and he is a compelling host and entertainer. But I don't see this show going anywhere. I could be wrong, but...
Don't know. Time's going to tell. February 26th. Also, that suggests maybe they'll put a SmackDown before that. Cause, sometimes they have their little SmackDown specials on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
So, might be something to watch out for. Like I said, I said that already about CM Punk. He surpassed Randy Savage's title reign, 371 days. Getting on to something else going on here, Damien Sandow. Damien Sandow was interviewed by a guy named Mike Mooneyham, Charleston Post and Courier, for some kind of Mid-Atlantic tour that they were doing. Asked about a possible run at the World Heavyweight title. Quote, "The World Heavyweight title would simply be a token of my status and a token of my mission, which is to better us as a planet." Unquote.
Oh, that's his character.
That's his character.
He's in character.
His trainer from OVW concurred with it, Dr. Tom Pritchard. Do you see? I would definitely think he would be a main possibility for a world title run in the near to distant future?
I would say more distant. Give the guy a little more steam. Let him build up to it. Go for the U.S. title or the IC title.
Intercontinental would be a good one for him.
Yeah, that's
for
usually
that character.
Right. That's usually the stepping stone. And with Cody Rhodes being out on injury, it would be a great spot for him to slip into. Pull up that slack. And I do like the character. I love to hate him. So he's doing his job right. He's very arrogant, and I kind of get irritated when he gets on the screen. So I know he's doing his job right. So yeah, I can see him making.
You get irritated, and I just laugh because sometimes I tend to like the heels. I don't know why.
Yeah. So like I said, he's got his character down, and he's keeping to it. And I think maybe by this time next year, maybe next like SummerSlam, he can do an upset and have a big SummerSlam moment.
Yep. There's the comparisons to him and Lanny Poffo.
Yeah.
I see a lot of Triple H in him. I see them going with that eventually. Like he'll
possibly.
He'll just get rid of the whole intellectual.
Yeah. Savior of the masses.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like Hunter Hearst Helmsley back in 1996 with his nose stuck up and he looked like a blue blood.
Yeah, I see where you're going. I see where you get that.
And now look at him.
Did you happen to catch the WWE on the E! talk show, The Soup?
No, I did not.
It was basically a clips fest, and it was kind of silly. And I mean, they were showing Hulk Hogan clips all the way back. They were showing like the almost like a funny side of the WWE. It was a fun show. If you catch it on a rerun, it's worth seeing.
So basically, it's going back to when they first started. And making fun of
making fun of themselves, really. Showing some of the silly things that they've done, and and then the host of the Soup is on, and Eve is popping up out of the corners of the screen.
Oh God!
It was kind of funny. It was neat to see. So if you happen to catch a rerun of the Soup on E! or catch it on online, YouTube, and all that, you might catch the WWE stars on
the Soup.
On the Soup, and Hornswoggle actually spoke quite a bit.
Yeah, for somebody that hardly ever spoke before.
Yeah.
And now he's kind of speaking.
Yeah, I think they may be leading up to releasing his starring role as Leprechaun.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
So Hornswoggle did a movie.
Yes. Yeah, a remake of the horror film Leprechaun.
Oh, okay. A horror character.
Yeah. Well, if Kane can do it.
If Kane can do it, I think I'd rather see Hornswoggle. That seems like it'd be a little more interesting.
Yeah, it should be fun. I think that'll do pretty well for them.
Definitely. We are also live here, 234-0025. We'll be here till 8 o'clock, and then Raw comes on. Raw's on after us.
After us.
That's how it works. We're not on before Raw. Raw's on after us. You said something about YouTube. There's a surge in the YouTube viewership for the WWE, 113% over Survivor Series week. Does it generally go up during the weeks of pay-per-views? I don't know too much about this YouTube. I know we're on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they figure the numbers and the trends. But you figure a lot of people are on vacation, also. Kids are off from school during the week of Thanksgiving.
Yeah, the Thanksgiving week, those last 2 days. We have a call here, speaking of calls. You are live on the Squared Circle.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Excellent.
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm a big fan of the show. Just decided I'd give a call in. I got a two-part question, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Go ahead.
My first question is, I work up in Torrington, and I know there's a local wrestling event coming up. It's got Bret Hart on the card, Carlito, I think, a few other big names. You think there'd be something worth going to? I'm kind of on the fence of attending it. What's your opinion on it?
I think if it's an independent card, I think you ought to definitely go. Because that's something we haven't really talked about it so far tonight, but a lot of what we cover is independent wrestling, especially around here.
Yeah, I do have news on quite a few of the independent shows coming up. I'm not aware of the one in Torrington. Do you know who's the promoter on that?
No, offhand I don't. I'd be able to find out. But like I said, they've been handing flyers around the city. It's going to be at the high school, to the best of my knowledge. And like I said, it's being headlined by Bret Hart. So, I mean, it's definitely caught my eye. I've been to them in the past. I've been to one in Danbury, and it's definitely a fun night. And I know it's affordable prices, for families to go out.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
You'll see a lot of action too, and that's the thing. The guys that you'll be seeing, you might say you might be watching Raw or SmackDown in another 5 years. Hey, I remember when I saw him up in Torrington.
Yeah, usually on the independent shows, you get a big name like Bret Hart, and you get a lot of the local guys. And as Jason just said, you're going to see tomorrow's talent, today. And as I've said many a time, it's like seeing a local band, and the next thing you know, they're on MTV or they're on the Billboard charts. So you get to see some fresh talent, and a year or two from now, you're going to be sitting home watching them on Raw, and you're going to say, "Hey, I saw them at the Torrington High School."
Yeah.
Right.
So
that's probably like the biggest.
When is that card in Torrington?
Man, I want to say it's. I think it's this coming week. It's coming up soon.
Okay.
Okay.
I wish I had more information for you guys. But,
Yeah.
That's okay.
Something I caught on a whim.
Yeah. What was your second question?
My second question is, obviously I know it's a family program and this and that, so I'm going to keep the content of my question appropriate. But basically, do you think the hijinks of what's going on with Hulk Hogan in the media right now as far as his personal life, do you think it's kind of like a thing where he's trying to make it be a promotional thing for his business, maybe for TNA, or is it more just the reality of what's going on with him, his life kind of going off the rails a little bit?
You know what? I think it's a little bit of both. I think it took him by surprise, and being the market savvy guy that he is, he's turning it into something to make a profit on.
He figures might as well. He's being put in that kind of position, so
turning lemon into lemonade.
Right. Yeah. I personally can't blame him for wanting to sue over that, though.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Anybody in this day and age, especially with the internet and all that, if you're silly enough to get in front of a camera and do something that you don't want somebody to see, then shame on you. Especially being a celebrity, a public figure.
Right.
Absolutely true. Well, I appreciate the time, guys.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thanks for calling in.
Give us a call anytime.
All right.
Thanks.
Okay.
That was that's interesting.
Yeah, I'm sorry we don't have the information on the Torrington show, because we're pretty good at keeping you up to date. And while we're talking about the independents, you're going to a show in Chicopee.
Chicopee, I was going to cover it a little later on, but since we're now on the subject of it, why not? It's going to be this Saturday at the Boys and Girls Club in Chicopee, Massachusetts. Nutcrackers Brawl 2012 by NEFW. Their vice president of top. We were going to try to get him on the air tonight, but due to medical issues,
he's a little under the weather.
A little under the weather. We won't be able to do that tonight. But I do have the information. Like it's Nutcrackers Brawl, New England Frontier Wrestling, NEFW. There's a meet and greet at 6. The general admission. They open the gates at 6:30 and the bell times at 7. Got a lot of names that are on the card. Might not be too familiar, but the last 2 or 3 are definitely. If you're
Here's the highlights.
If you're a fan of WCW, you're gonna love this. NEFW champion Christian Frost obviously will be there. The tag team champions known as the Purists. NEFW U.S. champ Johnny Slats. I had the chance to interview Slats and Christian Frost at an autograph signing about 2 or 3 months ago.
And there are pictures on our Facebook page, the Squared Circle Facebook page of those Johnny Slats.
Oh yeah, True Talent, Chris Camaro, Riot Upstart Nation, Run, Shady, who's like a Eminem kind of character,
like Slim Shady.
Right.
Gotcha.
Gymnastic, very interesting name. Shane Marvel, who's like Basically, it's like a Hurricane Helms
Okay.
kind of comic book character. J.T. Dunn, Mark Sherman, Fenris Fortune, who is a wrestling manager. He's kind of a rich masked guy.
Okay.
Best way to describe him. He's pretty cool. A.R. Fox, Jay Freddy, Brian Fury, Wolfgar, former WWE ECW star Kid Cash, former NWA, WCW, and WWE superstar and one half of the Rock and Roll Express, Mr. Ricky Morton, and former WCW star Diamond Dallas Page.
Always good to see DDP.
DDP. And for his last Northeast match ever, Jerry Lynn. ECW Extreme Superstar, Jerry Lynn.
That's an incredible card.
And just announced for Nutcrackers Brawl, ECW legend and former WWE Hardcore and Tag Team Champion Spike Dudley.
So
That's a tremendous card.
That's a tremendous card.
That's a tremendous card.
That's in Chicopee, Mass.
Chicopee, Mass at the Boys and Girls
on
Club.
Saturday night, December 1st.
Yep, and I will be there
Well, Jason,
with the best cameraman in the business.
you'll be up north of us here, and I'll be down south in Shelton at the Boys and Girls Club Saturday, December 1st. It's an official Toys for Tots event put on by the Powerhouse Wrestling Academy. Several of the superstars you've seen on our show here, Joseph Von Schmidt, Buzz Bloodsaw, Eddie Escobar, and they're going to have Mega Muerte, who we've discussed before is just a giant of a man.
Mega
And,
Muerte,
yeah.
I don't know if he'd fit in the studio from what I can tell.
I don't think he'd fit through the door. But it's going to be a great card, and obviously it's a benefit for Toys for Tots. Bring an unwrapped toy down, and you'll be entered into a raffle for all sorts of great prizes. Tickets are relatively inexpensive. It's a great family event. The night before that, though, on Friday, November 30th, another benefit put on for the Powerhouse Wrestling Academy for the Seymour Police Union. All the proceeds are going to go for the Seymour Toys for Kids campaign, and that's at the Seymour Middle School at 8:15 p.m. You know, Powerhouse Wrestling Academy has a Facebook page. You can get all the info. You can see promos cut by all of the talent. You can see, you know, who they are, what they look like. See some clips of matches.
Yeah,
and,
NAFW has their own website too, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's out there. But for Powerhouse Wrestling Academy, they're out in New Haven. They're doing a show on Friday, November 30th at Seymour Middle School, and Saturday, December 1st at Shelton Boys and Girls Club. Both events, bring an unwrapped toy, and go and enjoy yourself. Right? And the following, or 2 weeks later, CTWE Pro Wrestling out of Bethany was going to put on a show December 15th, 6:30 doors at the Bethany Town Hall. The big names on the card there is Rhino and Nikki and Brie Bella, the Bella Twins.
The Bella Twins.
Just fresh out of WWE.
I'd love to go see the Bella Twins.
Oh, yeah.
I'll have to take a ride.
Well, you'll have to let me know. Saturday nights are
To
rough
see
for
the
me.
Bella Twins.
There we go. That's at the Bethany Town Hall. And again, the CTWE Pro Wrestling has their own Facebook page if you want to get the details. And again, these shows, including the one in Chicopee, including the Powerhouse and the CTWE, are all family-oriented, all reasonably priced so that you can bring your kids, bring your wife, bring the neighbors, bring the dog,
Oh yeah.
and bring an unwrapped toy.
The last time in Bristol at the Boys and Girls Club, I remember we had Vinny on our show, or the promoter. That was a 3-hour card, and that had more action. That was almost 3 hours of action as compared to Monday Night Raw.
Yeah,
which has very little action.
Right. Powerhouse Wrestling Academy also puts on, you know, PWA puts on just great wrestling. You know, some really good promos. There's, you know, all of these shows are independent, so you're not getting the fireworks, you're not getting the light show, you're not getting the mega screens, right? So you're not getting the distractions.
No.
What they have to do, because they don't have all the other bells and whistles and gadgets, is give you quality in the ring, and that's exactly what they do.
Definitely, that's
know,
that's what they live to do.
Including CTWE. I've been to a CTWE event, and, you know, again, it's all about the in-ring action because they don't have the lights and the fireworks and you know, all the bells and whistles and gadgets and distractions. You know, you go there and you see guys working it out in the ring.
Yep. In fact, next week when we are on hiatus, I'm going to get with the powers that be. I'd like to show some of the footage we got from the Vinny V show in Bristol. Extremely Talented Wrestling. We have another call.
Excellent.
You are live on the Square Circle.
Yes, sir. Good evening, gentlemen. How are you tonight?
Mr. McCarver.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
How are you?
Very well. Very well. I'm watching in Wallingford on my good, clear U-verse signal.
ATT.
So good. I think I recognize, is that Bob Dylan?
Absolutely, yes.
Did I see that?
Yes, it is.
Excellent. Excellent. Bob Dylan was from my generation, so.
I just saw him last weekend.
What's that?
I just saw him last weekend
You really? Where?
in the Barclays Center.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, in Brooklyn.
Excellent.
I wouldn't recommend the Barclays Center. I recommend going to see Bob Dylan, but not at the Barclays Center.
Not at the Barclays Center.
That's a whole other show. Yeah, TLC is going to be there.
Who?
The TLC, the Tables, Ladders, and Chairs from WWE is going to be at the Barclays
So
Center.
their next race.
So I was there a little bit early for the wrestling show.
I wanted to just acknowledge, you mentioned Macho Man Randy Savage earlier, and I wanted to acknowledge the unfortunate passing of the original Macho Man, Hector Macho Camacho.
Yes.
This past weekend.
Yes.
I heard.
They took him off life support.
Tragic.
He was shot. I guess they still don't know, who shot him, but a very popular prize fighter who probably would have done well in the WWE. He was
Absolutely.
a very colorful character.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm sorry to see him go.
And he was a relatively young man.
Earlier, gentlemen, about the big show in Sheamus meeting for X amount of times, and I think boxing is starting to take the cue because Manny Pacquiao and Juan Manuel Marquez are also are boxing December 8th on a pay-per-view. It's their fourth time.
Fourth time, yeah.
I'm a hardcore fight fan, and I don't want to see that.
I like to see Pacquiao win clean without getting screwed by the judges this time.
Yeah, because we all want to see him fight Floyd Mayweather, but
Yes.
who knows when that'll happen.
When the money shows up, Ed.
One wrestling question I wanted to ask, and I'm going to ask the question, and then I'm going to hang up and listen to the answer. Again, I saw this on Facebook, and I don't know if this is an old rumor or not, but there was something on Facebook about the Undertaker having cancer or dying or just not a well man. And Mark Calloway has been one of my favorite wrestlers since my son was just a little kid. So, but I heard that rumor and I wanted you to comment on it. And I'll hang up and listen to your answer. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Ed.
Thank you, Ed. And yes, I will definitely give you the answer to that question, Ed. And the answer to that question is no. The Undertaker is not dying of cancer. He does not have leukemia. It's just a nasty rumor. Undertaker shaved his head last year when he appeared at WrestleMania. He didn't have the long hair anymore, and it's just because he felt like doing it. And these stories get on Facebook. I don't know how many times I've seen so-and-so is dead, and he's not really dead.
We talked about this last week on the show, and immediately after our show, I went online and saw on Facebook somebody posted that John Cena had passed away, and obviously that's not true. And I can draw up a little Facebook and put RIP to whomever.
Right.
So check your facts. If somebody as big as The Undertaker, if somebody with as big a name as John Cena, something serious like a car accident or an announcement that they're terminally ill or that they die, it's going to be on more than one source. It's going to be, they're that big enough a name. Even though ESPN doesn't normally cover the WWE, even though Channel 8 News doesn't normally cover the WWE, when something that big happens, they are going to cover it. They're going to put it on their website. Associated Press will pick it up, and you'll be able to find it, on legitimate news
World
sources.
News Tonight. They'll
Right.
be talking about all the major news networks.
And
the first thing when I saw that on Facebook, and someone, not mentioning names,
Yes.
put that onto my Facebook page. The first thing I did was go to the wrestling website that I usually use to get my info for the show. Nothing on there.
Right.
I went to a couple of the other. I went to the WWE's website, and there was nothing
Well,
about this story whatsoever.
A perfect example, right, would be the recent loss of Macho Man Randy Savage. Mm-hmm. And that hit. Now, Randy Savage hadn't been in the news, even in the wrestling news, for several years.
No.
But, you know, he dies in a tragic car accident, and it hit all the news media outlets, CNN, you know, MSNBC, you know, ABC, you know,
Right.
all the major news outlets covered the death of Randy Macho Man Savage.
Right.
So, you know, if you see something on the internet, you see it on something, double check it. It's so simple to do. You know, you're already on the computer. Go over to CNN, go over to MSNBC, ESPN, you know, check our page, and you'll find out the truth. So, no, Undertaker is not in
No.
any grave danger at
No.
the present time.
Nope, he's been injured numerous times. He's banged up. That's why you really don't see him very often. He's only under contract for one match a year, and that's WrestleMania.
Right.
Right. So I mean, there's truth to that. That he's physically, he's banged up. So
While we're on the subject of injuries, Edge recently had a tweet about his surgery. He had neck surgery on November 8th, and that went very well for him.
Oh, that's good.
His words. And other people tweeted about his status, and he came on his official Twitter account, and said, I don't know where people are getting their information, but I will say that I had the neck surgery, and I am doing well. So other people were speculating, and the rumors were already out there. You know, who knows if hospital staff were telling their friends, "Oh, you'll never guess who came through the door," you know, because it happens. But Edge did have neck surgery. He's doing well, and we'll probably see him popping up on TV shows and movies. And
oh yeah,
you know,
because I know he had a thing on Sci-Fi Channel.
Yes.
A TV show he was doing.
Yeah, and
Right.
that's where the direction that Adam Copeland, as he likes to be called now, is heading.
Right. We have another call.
Excellent.
You're live on the Squared Circle.
Well, gentlemen. Who do you think it is?
Is this the Fogman?
Could it be?
Absolutely, baby. Absolutely.
The Fogman.
With a plan.
Wow.
That is it. How are you doing, Mr. Fogman?
I am absolutely doing wonderful. As you know, Center Ring is on its way back, but unfortunately had to take the downfall of Top Rope.
Yes, I heard about there was some commotion over there in Wallingford.
Absolutely. That Showtime Stevie Stamos, he caused a ruckus, and I guess he got the show thrown off the air.
Wow.
That Showtime Stevie Stamos, he's definitely a heat-seeking missile.
He's a heat-seeking missile.
Trouble, I would book him on the show.
Wow.
In fact, he did tell me if you want him on the show, me and him will more than happily be the guest on the show, your next show, if that's what you like.
Stevie Stamos manages a gentleman by the name of Jay Busta, does he not?
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah, I might be, considering that, or Mr. Jay Busta. We're not on again until December 10th.
Oh, that's a long time.
Yeah,
we got a little hiatus.
We're not on every single week. There's, yeah.
I was doing that show every single week.
Yeah, we don't have the same kind of.
But the ratings went up when I was on.
Oh, of course.
Of course.
Of course, at least Trivia had the decent sense
too.
too.
You gentlemen, you do know that there's two shows this Friday and Saturday, PWA.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
are you aware of that?
Yes, I just announced that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So you got Seymour and you got Shelton.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it's amazing because we need more Connecticut shows. We don't have enough. We absolutely need a lot more Connecticut shows. I'm glad that CPWE at least runs every month.
Yes.
Now that PWA is going to be starting to do that, it's going to be an amazing time.
Yeah,
I know.
actually,
One crazy year, 2013.
Yeah, PWA is actually going on a tour, and they keep adding dates to it. And I'll have the update after I see them on Saturday. of their.
It's going to be a good time, I'm telling you.
Yeah, they put on a great show.
December 14th, because it's East Haven High School. Or no, not high school, middle school.
Middle school.
Middle school.
Middle school.
What is the middle? What is at the middle school?
That usually used to be called the Vin the Chin Show, but now PWA has taken over. It's another show for PWA.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
I'll have the information on December 10th, our December 10th show. That's the JMMS Middle School in East Haven, right up the street from your house.
Yeah, not too far away. No.
Yeah.
It's amazing, like I said, to have all these shows in Connecticut. That's what we need again.
Absolutely. And as
Remember,
we,
Jay, there was at least every other weekend there was a show in Connecticut back in the day.
I remember that. That was crazy.
It's not, now it's impossible.
Well-
And you didn't even know who was, if you remember, because I have some of the paperwork, you didn't even know who was on the card. They would just say, appearing now. They didn't say the matches or anything.
right.
Mhm.
Tell you who was going to be there. You
Right.
have to go to the show to find out the matches.
I think it's going to be getting crazy again. Connecticut is a big hotbed for indie wrestling.
Absolutely. We need this. We definitely need this.
This is where the WWE is based out of. I mean, it only makes the most sense.
Amazing. I mean, you guys need to get to a CWE show. You definitely enjoy it.
I've seen CWE live. Yes, I've seen them.
I have
Yeah.
not, but I'm planning on the one coming up in Bethany, the town hall.
The show is December 15th, and I mean, think who you got on that show. You got the Bella Twins.
And Rhino.
Joey Rico is going all out. You got Rhino. Rhino's going to gore the Red Lion.
Oh, it's going to be.
Better watch the Red Lion.
It's going to be incredible. And that
It's going to absolutely gore him.
and that.
Last show with Rhino, he actually spanked. This is no lie. You can check out my Center Ring Facebook page to see the pictures. Rhino actually spanked Jesse Bell. He actually spanked her.
Oh
Gave
wow.
her a spanking.
I mean, what the heck? What is he going to do to Chris the Red Lion there?
Red Lion.
What is he do to Chris Kyle? I'm afraid.
Oh, and you know what? That's a really small venue. So I mean, you were up close and personal to that ring.
Absolutely.
It's awesome. It's a fun night out. And like I said, you were up close and personal. You were right there. And you know, a show like that, you know, with the Bella Twins and Rhino, I mean, you're going to be feeling the sweat come off of them.
Oh, I'm telling you. I mean, what do you call it? You can't get those those. Not only do they have a card, they have their Ken's cards there. Also has autograph signing.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, where do we go? We never used to be able to meet any of the stars back in the day.
I
We
agree.
used to like beg and plead for autograph sessions.
Yeah.
We used to have them where? We used to have them at the Wallingford Toyota when it was Century Toyota.
Yes.
It's like we always wanted to meet the guys, and it was impossible. But now you got places like Ken's Cards, you can meet them. It's amazing.
Yes, it is. Yeah. And,
Just like that.
It's amazing that they can do these things.
and you know, each time we're on, we report on the local scene, and we tell people to get out there and support it. You know, the way to have more shows in Connecticut is to start to support the ones that are here.
Yep.
You know, the more the merrier. Is the more people show up, they're going to have more shows. If nobody shows up, and there's no profit, you know, for these guys, you know, at least a little over the break-even point, they're not going to be able to continue to do it. So get out there, buy the tickets, support local wrestling, support, you know, support your own state.
That way we can bring more guests on the show.
Bring more,
Right.
yeah.
For those viewers that don't know, that the gentleman we're on the phone with now, the Fogman, has had the longest running public access wrestling show here in the state of Connecticut, and the Center Ring, you are trying to get it back on the air.
Yeah, it should be back on the air by January. Yeah, definitely.
Long live the
I
Fogman.
was hosting the top rope, but you know, it was a local situation. The lawyers had a long talk with me, and you know, it just didn't work out because he got suspended from Stevie Stamos. I guess Stevie Stamos had a war with Mike Kanata or the Mr. Trivia, whatever his name is. And,
Oh yeah.
happened, right?
Well, let's avoid the politics here.
For most of it, but you know, he says it's not true.
Well, let's avoid the politics on here. The top rope is no longer, and we'll leave it at that.
Long live the Fogman.
Definitely,
Yeah.
long live the Fogman, and
Absolutely.
you know, yeah, I know you're not going to want to sit there behind the scenes. I tried doing, I did that for 10 years.
Heck no.
I never thought I'd ever be back. You know.
So at the moment, at the moment, the Squared Circle is the #1 wrestling show in Connecticut.
Well, hey, I got to hand it to you because you didn't get shut down.
No, if it's the if you're going to bring the Stamos guy here to make sure we don't get shut down now,
Right.
that's all I have to ask you.
I'll make sure that the lawyer speaks to him beforehand.
Oh yeah.
He does get a little vicious.
We'll have to get a restraining order.
I was at a watering hole.
I'll have a restraining order against him.
I was at a watering hole not too far in a town not near here, but I saw somebody. He looked just like Jay Busta.
Really?
It couldn't have been him though.
What town?
Milford.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He lives there. He lives in that area.
Ah,
There was a guy working at this
Jay
place.
Busta. Well,
Anything's possible.
you got to make a living.
Yeah, it could be just somebody that looks. It could be a Jay Busta wannabe too.
No, yeah, I think he what do you call it? He does moonlight as a bartender actually.
Does he?
Yes, I do hear he moonlights as a bartender, but I thought it
Gotta
was a women's strip club.
No, I wasn't at a women's strip club.
Are you
Yeah,
sure?
man, what do you call it? Him and Stamos there. They're high price. You don't even want to see the bill. I had to pay to have him as a guest.
Oh,
Terrible.
Stamos.
So where are you guys going this weekend?
This coming weekend, I'm going up to Chicopee.
Oh,
And
hey, they have a heck of a card up there.
Yeah.
Jerry Lynn called in the show Tuesday to promote that, and so did Jimmy Hart.
nice.
I mean, it was cool. I can't say that they don't have a good card up there.
Oh no.
We won't get into that. I already have my tickets for PWA, so PWA is showing.
Yeah, I'll be in Shelton.
John will be in Shelton. I'll be in Chicopee.
Look for me. I haven't met you yet, so.
That's the way I wanted to do things back in the day. But what do you call it? My guys don't like to split up.
No.
Yeah.
The centering was. We were always like that.
Yeah,
Sure.
so I will see you in Shelton.
Have you heard from Daisy lately?
Yes, actually, she is now part of a group of women called the New England Mystery Girls. They're all valets for wrestling, and they're all for hire. So if you got the cash, you want a valet, just check out the 5-man page. You'll see New England Mystery Girls. You can have a valet for your show.
Excellent.
And Daisy is on the list, so.
Daisy is on the list. Hey,
All right, yeah.
she did wonders for you.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Because did you ever check out the 2012 calendar that we have out for her?
No.
Oh, yeah, it's a Federated calendar. It was for 2012, and she had all kinds of bikinis on and all kinds of different stuff. So it's good.
Oh yeah, she's one of the most beautiful women in involved with local wrestling.
Oh, yeah?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
But you missed the cystic fibrosis show for Showcase Wrestling. She was there as a valet. There was about 4 or 5 of them.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty good. You had your... Now, Jay, let me ask you this, because, I mean, I'm serious. I had to go look into the record book. I'm 38, brother, and I've been watching WWF forever.
I'm right behind you. I'm 36.
Have you ever heard of Princess Victoria or Desiree Peterson?
No.
No, I know. And you know what's really funny? They do really exist because when we were at Ken's Cards, he has the WWE Almanac. Have you ever looked at that thing? It tells you everybody who's been in the WWE forever. And your guest, Mario Mancini, how funny is this that you know Mario, we met him.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
His picture wasn't in there.
It is now.
He had a whole paragraph all about him, what he did, what his gimmick was, what years he wrestled in the WWE, and all that kind of stuff. No picture. Yet they did have a picture of Desiree Peterson and Princess Victoria. According to the books, Wendy Ruther and Velvet McIntyre for the belts.
Uh-huh.
I don't
Yeah.
remember that. Do you remember?
I believe you're talking about the WWE Encyclopedia.
Yes, the encyclopedia. There you go.
Yeah, the second edition is out now. It just came out this month. And
Isn't that amazing because they have them of everybody who's ever worked there.
it's fantastic. It's a great book. It carries a hefty price tag of $45, but it's worth every penny. Like you said, it covers anybody and everybody that was in the WWF, WWE.
That's why I was asking because like I said, I never heard of them, and I got to meet them at the Showcase Wrestling.
Yeah.
Still didn't even look for mine.
And, and like you mentioned, Connecticut's own Mario Mancini.
Mario Mancini was The Undertaker's debut match.
Yeah.
in the WWE. I mean, not talking Survivor Series. I'm talking his first one-on-one match.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's like I said. Again, that show, guys, was actually in Clinton. So like I say, wrestling is coming back to Connecticut.
Yeah, well, like I said,
Connecticut show.
as we say, go out and support it. Go out and support it. Go see these shows. November 30th, December 1st, December 15th. Let's hit them.
December 11th, I'll be on SmackDown.
SmackDown.
Is Vince Chin show. He's taping Middle School. That's the 14th.
On the 14th. Yeah, and I will have more information on that on our December 10th episode.
Right.
Absolutely, yeah. You guys need any information too? Don't forget to always go to the Center Ring Facebook page. It's all up there. Believe me.
Excellent.
Definitely.
Yeah, I get. My whole problem is I get all around the country are sending me flyers and help promote them. Wow, dude, I don't even know what to do.
Yeah, you weren't in that position 10 years ago, so
No, it wasn't like that.
Well,
it's going to be like Center Ring Incorporated before you know it.
Absolutely. And then Jay, Rico, this comes straight from the past. I want you to know this is it was written on my page a few days ago, but this is definitely happening. According to a man that you know as the Pharaoh. Do you remember the Pharaoh from WrestlePalooza?
From a way back, I heard of the Pharaoh.
Way back. That's when we first started. I want to say 1996, the end of 96, the beginning of 97, WrestlePalooza. He's coming back, and he appointed me general manager of his company. So he's supposed to be coming back. Debut show is supposed to be sometime in March.
excellent.
He wants me to be appointed the general manager, and I'm gonna need help. I can't do it myself. I'll be the first one to tell you that I'm not gonna be able to do it myself.
Let me know.
So
I guess you're letting me know is what you're saying.
absolutely, I'm letting you know, putting you on notice.
Wow.
There you
Putting you
go.
on notice. Because these are guys. He wants to bring back all of our guys. So that means Ron Zombie. He wants to have,
Ron Zombie.
even if they don't wrestle, he still wants some of his old guys to have some kind of role in the WrestlePalooza 2013. So it's going to be crazy. You get to see all those old guys
Yeah,
back
the
again.
Connecticut hardcore icon, Ron Zombie.
Absolutely. Ron Zombie, we'll pull Bull Dredd.
Bull Dredd.
Von Schmidt.
HTA, Von Schmidt. Gotta love him.
Absolutely.
Gotta love him.
The best
Connecticut's.
thing is we'll be in control. That's what I like the most.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. He guaranteed me 100% control of the company. All I have to do is call in the name. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait to see how that pans out.
Keep us updated. Definitely. We're excited. I'm excited about it.
That's something to look forward to for the future.
Definitely. You gentlemen have a great night, and thank you for taking my phone call.
Of course.
5 minutes #1.
We'll have to talk before December 10th. We'll see what
Fogman,
happens.
find me on Saturday. Introduce yourself. I haven't met you yet. All righty.
Have a great night.
Thank you.
Take it easy. That is the Fogman. Well, we have just a few minutes left here.
Yeah, that was.
The Fogman is quite the talker.
Yeah, we can do a whole other show. You know, in the last few minutes, WWE, Vince had his State of the Union, so to speak, State of the Company with his stockholders, and revenue for the 3 months ending in September 30th was 104 million, and it was down from 108 million from the same period last year. The operating income fell to 7 million, down from 21 million. But the good news is pay-per-view buys increased by 13%, and SummerSlam alone was up by 21%. And he attributed that to the Triple H Brock Lesnar versus last year's SummerSlam, which was Punk and Cena. So if you own stock in the company, it's kind of wavering right now. I'm hoping to see a comeback. Maybe when they put some butts in the seats at MetLife Stadium for WrestleMania, we'll see a surge as we always do. If you look at the market, it always spikes right after the WrestleMania figures come in. So now's the time. If you got a few pennies in your pocket, instead of buying frivolous gifts,
Right.
buy someone
Instead of
stock.
beating down the door of Walmart or Victoria's Secret at
Right.
11 p.m.
Call your broker and buy some stock in WWE. You'll get a return on it, and you'll be a part of the company. Like Fogman's going to be a part of the company.
part of the company in March, I guess. Pharaoh Entertainment.
It should be awesome.
Amazing. Real quickly, I just want to touch on TNA for Thursday night. Impact will carry the Championship Thursday theme once again. RVD will be defending the X Division title against we don't know who. Hogan has to make up his mind as to who that is. AJ Styles and James Storm versus Daniels and Kazarian in tag action. The top non-wrestling item is going to be a confrontation between Jeff Hardy and Bobby Roode, promoting their Final Resolution world title match. And Wes Briscoe faces the Gut Check judges. I happen to like that Gut Check. It's a pretty good idea.
Yeah, I do like it. I mean, it's their little version of NXT, bringing in some new guys, giving them a shot at at some of the on-air talent. I think it's a good idea. It's fun, and again, when you bringing in new faces, bringing in new characters, that's what it's about. Because Sting, Hogan, Undertaker.
They're probably bringing people in from their OVW, which is their farm organization.
Right. All these guys eventually have to retire. And you got to start developing new talent. And as we've said all the time, it gets stale seeing the same two guys fight the same two guys.
I know. But what's stale is that they're trying to rip off the WWE with Austin Aries alleging an inappropriate relationship between Bully Ray and Brooke Hogan.
Oh.
Makes no sense.
I don't even want to acknowledge that.
Forget that. But
I don't want to acknowledge it.
Quickly before we wrap up, for Final Resolution pay-per-view so far, world title, Jeff Hardy against Bobby Roode. One last time, but they keep saying this, AJ Styles versus Christopher Daniels, and Tara versus Mickie James for the knockout title. That's what we have so far. We'll put more info on the website.
Tara, Mickie James should be good in-ring action. Styles and Daniels always put on a good performance, so I mean it's worth going back to the well for that just to see the in-ring. I think TNA right now has the in-ring over WWE.
Could very well be.
We'll see how it wraps up.
Well, like I said, next week, hopefully you could tune into Extremely Talented Wrestling, our footage of that. Don't forget Toys for Tots coming up, talking with Tom next week at 7 p.m. with Santa and the Marines.
Tuesday, December 4th, 7 p.m.
Tuesday, December 4th.
Brass Mills Mall.
Pardon?
Kelly is going to be at the Brass Mills.
Brass Mills Mall.
Brass
Kelly
Mills Mall
Kelly.
for Kelly.
December 1st.
December 1st. For now, we have to wrap up, though.
Yep.
I am Hollywood J. Williams.
John Zimmerman.
I'll see you December 10th. For now, good night and good luck. And enjoy Raw.